with the Baltimore County Campaign for Liberty. We're against tax increases
on the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I was forced into retirement because my boss did not take well to the FBI coming in and questioning him about his tactics after he found out I was the one who called the FBI. Bosses are like that.
Two judges have told me it's illegal what they're doing.
I worked with Hillary Clinton when she was Secretary of State, and I worked with her, and she has good people around her. She makes hard decisions.
Sandy has just left the building.
Let me talk for a second, okay? No, it's my job to talk, your job to listen right now. And I'll listen to you.
Wow, how far have we come?
So are you up to a debate, Johnny Ray? Senator.
You need to get away from me. I'm going to call the state police right now. Get away from me.
Because I'm not going to be influenced by politicians. Because they lost the reality and the sense of what it's really all about. People need to know, and they have a right to know. And we want to let you know just a couple things that we knew that we've done. You've got to be accountable.
Trust me. I've seen this movie before. It does not have a happy ending.
Welcome to Nothing But the Truth. I'm Scott Collier, and today I am with my friend, Tony Restano from Campaign for Liberty. Now, Tony, what do you think about the truth?
To some people, the truth hurts. H.L. Mencken said that the truth is like a headache. But I like the truth.
I like the truth too, and we have given a lot of truth in the past in Dundalk TV, and we are going to give a heck of a lot more on this show. So today we're going to be talking about guns, the long guns, and some of the legislation that is going on in Maryland. And also we're going to talk a little bit about the State of the Union that just recently passed. So Tony, what are your feelings on the gun legislation that is happening now in the state of Maryland?
Well, I think it's very misguided. We've had some of the strictest gun laws in the country in Maryland, and we have the most dangerous city in the country, according to USA Today. So the gun laws that we have been totally ineffective, and the gun laws that are proposed will also be ineffective, and they will only serve to make criminals out of currently law-abiding citizens.
Yes, well, it's absolutely horrible that good, law-abiding citizens are unable to protect themselves, even in their homes in certain ways, but definitely outside their homes. And I was sharing with you that my niece was killed at the Capitol Gazette, and at that point in time, I was maybe not as strong of a proponent for concealed carry, but now after that happened, I am totally for concealed carry. I want people that are law-abiding citizens that don't have any kind of alcohol-related or drug or mental health issues in their past. But other than that, law-abiding citizens that are healthy, I think that it would do a world of good if we had the ability to carry a gun. Things are getting bad enough in my neighborhood. I don't own a gun, but I am ready to actually purchase a gun and have one for protection.
Well, you notice that most of the killings are done in so-called gun-free zones, schools, businesses where they don't allow guns. And rather than making things safer, they actually make those areas more dangerous.
Yes, absolutely. I kind of hate to use the analogy because we're talking about people and some of the huge, devastating killings that we've had in the United States, but it is to a person that wants to go and perpetrate one of these crimes. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. They know that they're not going to have any resistance, and it's a sad state of affairs. I spoke to someone from Baltimore County that said that there was an incident in Baltimore County and that the person needed some kind of mental health, and that they put in metal detectors in the school, but there wasn't $1 that was put towards helping kids that had mental health issues and counseling. So just putting in the metal detectors weren't helping the kids that need it, and they can easily do one of these mass shootings outside the school.
Well, if you look at the shooting in Florida, the Parkland shooting,
Yes.
the young man Cruz who did the shooting, he had law enforcement called on him 37 times. And the schools, historically, over the past 5 or 6 years, have stopped disciplining students because they didn't want to discipline minorities in out of proportion numbers, so they stopped disciplining everybody. And the students know that, and a lot of these problems could be stopped with early intervention.
And I think that we're heading in a new direction because a group that I've been following, Parents to Parents Network, they're doing a great job out there, and they're moving the ball forward. They've been giving the current administration, Donald Trump's administration, information and really helping to give them the ammunition to change the way things are happening in our schools. So I think that that'll make a huge difference. And it is terrible that when the criminals are able to have guns, but that our law-abiding citizens are not. I actually was doing a story on a guy that had gotten out of jail, and it didn't take him long to have a handgun. He had a standoff with police in Dundalk. So the criminals can get the guns, and it's sad. They had 14 people that were shot in one day in Baltimore. Here you have law-abiding citizens that aren't able to protect themselves on the street. So this needs to change. So now let's talk a little bit about the State of the Union. And what was your feelings about the State of the Union? How did that make you feel as an American?
Well, let me start out by saying that Donald Trump is a masterful communicator. He communicates with people at the gut level, and he does it quite well. He makes his big fat claims, like any advertising man will, and then he has a call to action. This is what we're going to do. So I come from a philosophical bent where I'm basically libertarian, and I'm a believer in the Constitution, and I'm a believer in limited government. So I liked most of what he said, and I took issue with especially the parental leave. I don't think the federal government should be involved in that. But all in all, I am happy with Trump. I'm happy that he got us out of the Paris Climate Accord. He's ditched NAFTA, the Trans-Pacific Partnership he got us out of. Unemployment's the lowest it's been in 50 years. We're the world's top energy producer. The coal business is back in business. We have the pipelines going, less regulation. He lowered taxes and has put conservative judges in. So
well,
I'm
almost sounds like you're almost 100% there with him.
Well, I'm not
even as a libertarian. Well, it sounds like it.
I was not happy about bombing Syria, and I was not happy about this parental leave.
Well,
thing.
you're probably over 50% though. It sounds like you're way over 50%.
Probably.
Okay, and since you are a part of the Campaign for Liberty in Baltimore County, what do you see from your fellow libertarians? How do they feel about the Trump administration as well?
Well, some of them are, I would say, 90% supporters of Trump. Others who come from the traditional libertarian view, for whatever reason, they don't like him. They're afraid that he's not enough of a doctrinaire constitutionalist. And I think that he is a pragmatist and that he loves America, and he's against regulation and taxation, all of which is good, but I don't think he has any definitive philosophy about the Constitution and limited government. And that's probably, you'll find our group runs the gamut from strong support to concern about his love for the Constitution, let's say.
One thing I like, he's not afraid to pull the trigger on different things. He just goes out there and does what's necessary, no matter how much opposition he gets. And I want to say that I was not a Donald Trump supporter. I like Ben Carson going into the presidential race. I really would love to see Ben Carson there. I was afraid of a lot of things that Donald Trump was doing when the primary was going on. But now that he's president, and I'll just call it nonsense, that was going on in the primary election, that I think he's doing an outstanding job as president, and I love the State of the Union. I don't know how any American couldn't be proud of what he was saying, and I was disgusted to see how the Democrats were acting. If nothing else, they should have been totally ashamed of themselves at how far Donald Trump is moving things forward for our women, for minorities, and for our country. And we finally have a patriotic American that is sitting there in the Oval Office, and I really just thought the "Make America Great Again" was a slogan. I've always thought that America has been great, but just the things that he's doing, I understand that slogan more now than from when it was first being put out there. Like I said, I thought it was just a slogan that didn't have a lot to back it up. But Donald Trump and his presidency is really doing so much, and we do need to build the wall. I'm glad that he's moving forward, even though he has the incredible opposition. And I don't know any other president that could deal with all the stuff that he's dealing with from the media on a daily basis. They're really coming after him. I really don't know. I mean, Ronald Reagan was a great president, but I don't think that he could have handled all of this pushback and all the criticism that's going on the way it is. And I am highly offended that some of the people in our government are wasting so many tax dollars on investigating Donald Trump when it's just a bunch of bull. So, I mean, these people should be held accountable for the amount of money they're spending, and so should Brian Frosh in Maryland. He's throwing away so many tax dollars. These are precious tax dollars that need to go many different places. There's many things that need to be done.
My most serious concern is the weaponization of the FBI and the Department of Justice. When you get a warrant, you are supposed to have a sworn statement with evidence to back up your warrant.
So you're talking about Russia collusion?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
talking about the FISA warrant based on opposition research using foreign former intelligence officers.
Yes.
And then taking that opposition research and signing off on it, and not doing it just once, but doing it multiple times, and then using that as an excuse to wiretap the opposition campaign, and then, when that failed, to then use that as an excuse for a criminal investigation. I think that's beyond the pale.
Yes. Well,
And the Inspector General's report, I am hoping that some people will have to face the music for what they did.
what about Hillary Clinton? They're putting all this stuff on Donald Trump, but oh my God, they have Hillary Clinton with so many damning things that they are not going after her for. They are not doing their job the way it needs to, and it's really taking away the American people's...
Well, there's a double standard.
Yes, well,
There's
it's a
two
double standard,
standards of justice.
But it's taking away the American people's trust in
Right.
our government. And I really wish that Donald Trump was going a little bit further with coming after these people and really taking away their power and really coming. I know he's very concerned about it, and he's very open about it, but really some things need to be done about it. And the American people need to be calling for that. They need to be calling for justice with these people and with Hillary Clinton. For them to do all the stuff that they're doing with Donald Trump right now and to be doing absolutely nothing with Hillary Clinton is a crime in itself.
I'm with you on that.
It's a huge double standard. So was there anything in particular about the State of the Union that you liked? Any standout moments, that something that really hit home for you?
I will just go back to the idea that he is a tremendous communicator, and when he communicates directly to the people, like he does at his rallies, then his support goes way up. When his communication is filtered through the ABCs, NBCs, CNN, MSNBC, you get 95% negative reporting. So when he's communicating directly with the people, people agree with him and his support goes up.
Well, one of the things that I really liked is that he is in touch with the people. When he talked about the angels, the family members of the people that are being killed by the illegals, he's in touch with them, he's listening to them. Parents to Parents Network here that's in Baltimore, the administration's listening, so very happy about that. When he had the woman that was there that was incarcerated for decades for, I think it was drugs, and he realized that a great injustice had been done there, that he pardoned her.
Alice's story underscores the disparities and unfairness that can exist in criminal sentencing and the need to remedy this total injustice. She served almost that 22 years and had expected to be in prison for the remainder of her life. In June, I commuted Alice's sentence. When I saw Alice's beautiful family greet her at the prison gates, hugging and kissing and crying and laughing, I knew I did something right. Alice is with us tonight, and she is a terrific woman. Terrific. Alice, please.
I think that it shows how much he cares about people and how he is not like your typical politician in many regards, because he's actually listening to what's happening with people like you and I, just to the average, everyday American. He's really looking out for them. And if you went and you talked to him about something, I really think that he would listen to what you had to say as well.
Yeah, he does know how to connect with people. He definitely does. And his prison sentencing reform was much needed.
The country is moving in the right direction now under President Trump's leadership, and I'm more shocked than anybody. Like I said, I did not think that he was going to come through, but he's made me proud that he is our president, and I totally support him now, and I hope that he continues to accomplish so much more as we move forward.
I agree.
And you've heard nothing but the truth here from Scott Collier and my friend Tony Restano. And continue to tune in. We're going to keep these shows coming. And also check out Dundalk TV. We have a lot of information out there already, and it is nothing but the truth.